Wah! It's be your boy K-Man Sports Show. Live on here, streaming. Uh, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Today I'm gonna be breaking down Tyler Booker. As you can see on the screen, I got 8 other players that Cowboys had all drafted from this class. And within these next couple of days, I'm gonna just be breaking down these players from my perspective. And I'm gonna just give you my prediction and what I think about the players individually, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna start off by I'm gonna just show you little clips of him getting drafted and stuff like that. Little previews like how he was talking, like his little conversation interviews or whatnot, and then I'll go from there. I'll just break it down of what type of player for me, doing my research of what kind of player that we got. Um, he's 21 years old, 6'5", 325 or whatnot. He's a left guard, and the reason why, at first, I wanted a receiver, man. That's one of our needs or whatnot, and I feel like somebody that can help CD Lamb when he getting double teamed, that they could be that number 2 guy and dominate, and I feel that was going to help out Dak. So that's what I was craving for. So when I see McMillan was off the board, and then I kind of figured like, damn, what's next? I like the Matthew Golden, but I don't feel like at 12 they should have got him at 12. So. But when I seen they got Tyler Booker, I was like kind of upset, whatnot. Then I went to doing my research, and then that's when I realized that he was a good pick.
Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker, guard, Alabama.
So it is a guy named Tyler, but it's Booker. They go offensive line.
Can I jump in real quick?
Charles Davis.
Earlier tonight, our colleague, Kurt Warner, talked about the Cowboys being intriguing. What's going to happen with their
I admire the way
and when
he
did
was
Kurt
so
fall
hyped
back
like
on
that.
at the end? Will they do something bold, or will they do what they always do and draft an
admire that
offensive
a lot.
line? DJ, take it
I
away.
feel bad for the offensive line coach. What does he do in the offensive line meeting when he says, hey, Tyler,
running like
and
a
Tyler
little
Guyton,
jit.
Tyler Booker, and Tyler
little
Smith?
jit.
Look, yeah, you're going to have to be more specific than that. 3 Tylers on that offensive line. But he was described to me by the guys at Alabama as the Will Smith or the Will Anderson of the offense. Just an unbelievable leader. Zach Martin goes out, he goes in. Someone with the high character. You see the size. I mean, he's a big man.
That's a big
I was
dude,
asking,
man.
what would you tell the teams if they asked you about
The way
Tyler
he
Booker? They
moves.
said if he gets on the airplane after he gets
gonna be
picked,
something nice.
and they were to tell him, hey, they changed the schedule. We have a game tomorrow. We just emailed you the playbook. When the plane landed, he'd have the entire playbook memorized, and he'd be able to start the next day. I mean, they love this kid at Alabama.
New Canaan, Connecticut, to IMG Academy. Academics a big part of what he does. He's a cerebral player as well as a physical player. Joel, he talks about what he wants to do in a ball game is make a guy question whether he still wants to play football by the end of it. And the way he hits on people and does things. And DJ, when you're talking about all these Tylers on this offensive line, I'm just going to tell you guys, this feels like a back-to-the-future approach for Dallas. To get back to that time when they drafted Ezekiel Elliott number 4, Zach Martin moved in at guard, and they went away and just beat people up running the football. There's a big running back draft. There's time later in this draft to go get a runner for Dallas. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the approach moving forward under Brian Schottenheimer.
Real quick, Joel, we were at the Combine. He did not have a good workout, had a very poor 10 time. And we actually put up a name on the screen, said, don't panic. This guy named Travis Frederick had kind of a poor workout. And it worked out.
All right. I'm gonna just break down a few things that I observed about him. The whole time that I was watching him, and stuff like that. He was playing for Alabama, so by him doing that, he was dealing with a lot of competition. So he was praising that. He was talking about how it was a good thing that he went to Alabama because all that competition, facing all them big guys on the other side, that was very competitive for him, and that helped him become who he is now. One of his best games that he mentioned was I think it was LSU or Clemson. I think it was LSU. But he played Georgia. They had played Georgia and racked up like 549 yards. And he was going against the top ranked defense over there, dealing with Georgia. For them to rack up 549 yards, that was very impressive. And his percentage grade was a 94% in that game, in that particular game against Georgia. His raw, massive is very impressive. The power in his hands and stuff like that allow him to shine and stuff as a tone-setting presence in the interior. But in the videos that I've seen, the clips of him playing and stuff like that, I've seen him shine a lot in the inside run concepts. Both as a puller, both as a puller and in the vertical releases and stuff like that. And when he gets to the second level, his footwork, the way he moves. He's not that very athletic, but he can move decent for that weight that he got. And the way that he generate like movement at the point of attack, I really like that. His combines, he had ran a 40, a 5.38 in the 40-yard dash. The 10-yard split, it was like 1.996. His broad jump was 94. His vertical jump was 29. His 3-cone drill was 7.96. His 20-yard shuttle was 4.84. And he bench pressed 21 times. So he looked like it was gonna be somebody special, man. Like he showed like the confidence. I see the confidence in him. He's family oriented. He kept praising his parents for being a big part of his success, of getting as far as where he at right now, and the person that he is now is because of his parents. And he was addressing his brother, telling him like, man, if you listen to mom and dad, you gonna become something like I am right now. And he was just talking about how he'll go to a lot of road trips and stuff. His father was there, and mom had to do sacrifice of doing the stuff. And the way he talked, she had made him practice at a young age to get him right. And he was talking about how dominant he is. Like you can look in their eyes and tell that at the end of the game that they don't love football no more, because he done took the best out of them for each quarter, each series, and all that whatnot. That was a nice one right there. When I heard that, But he looked like he could be a leader, man. He was a permanent captain when he first got to Alabama, so that speaks a lot right there. So well, our head coach, he's gonna be more into the running game. So this was a good priority, man. Just to replace Zach Martin, and he's gonna be there for years, man. I heard that they're gonna switch him up sometimes and give him some opportunity at left tackle or right tackle, but because he mainly played right guard. So I don't know if it comes to the point where somebody get hurt or they gotta move him over or whatever. They want him to be versatile. I guess them two spots right there. So we gonna see how it play out. But I was watching this video too, man. It was seeing how like there be moments when he in his zone and he don't got nobody to work on. He'll look over and see one of his teammates just like I like that. Like he's not selfish at all. Like he in that pocket or he in that line, he's gonna help his teammates, man. He's gonna make them better. So I'm looking forward to that. He's gonna be something special, man. He's gonna go through his growing pains. You could put him in right away. Like ain't no wasting time. Like put him right away. That's gonna be nasty, man. We got Cooper Beebe center. Then we got Tyler Smith. Now we got Tyler Booker. Oh man, I can't wait to see this play out. Like, this is very interesting. But that's pretty much all I got on him. Um, let me see if I can pull up some of his highlights or whatnot. And we'll go from there. Highlight. He's a bully. He's a bully. He's a bully.
So the Dallas Cowboys have officially drafted guard Tyler Booker, and today
Oh, look how he pancaked that one dude right there. What? Why you whooping these kids like that, man? How you hold that one dude with one arm, dog? Hey, what I was gonna say? gonna be a lot of it's gonna be a lot of competition, man. I don't know how his rookie season gonna play out, but he got Jaden Carter over there. I know the Giants got some D lines. The Giants got some D lines. Washington got D lines. So he's gonna get some competition, man. Especially in our division. We gonna see how it pan out. But see, that's one of the reasons why Cowboys went to go do that. Knowing that they're dealing with certain type of players like Jaden Carter. It's a whole bunch of them out there in our division that he gonna be going against twice a year. So they're just trying to match off with their rivals, like from their division or whatnot. But this man ain't even eat peanut butter yet, man. This man looks so swole. Imagine when he gets some hair on his chest, 2-3 years down his belt, man, he gonna make everybody else on the line good too, man. And hopefully, you know, I really benefited for Prescott, man, because he ain't mobile like that no more. He done had some bad injuries, like that hamstring took him out for most of the year last year. So it seems like when they protect Prescott, that's when Cowboys be winning more games like that. Like, so I want to see how this play out, man. But this was a great pick, man. I love it. I'm looking forward to see this man play. And he's going to build on to that legacy, man. Just keep building around that. That's one thing I like about the Cowboys. They don't play about the offensive line. They don't play about the offensive line. And D-line too, man. The next couple of days, especially Donovan, man. I like Donovan. Out of all the picks, out of all the picks we got, I like the first four. The first four picks, I love them all. They could come in right now and start. Like, they got something. It's something in them, dog. Like, that makes me admire the picks. So, but let me bring up something that I like from that little press conference he had.
Joining us now here on your home of the Rangers and Cowboys is the Cowboys' first-round pick from last night, Tyler Booker, with you here on The Fan. And a good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
I'm great. I'm a Cowboy. I don't think I could be much better than this.
Man, awesome job on that press conference. We were just listening to that. We carried it live. It was so fun to watch your joy last night. What all went into that, man?
A lot of hard work and dedication. That was the joy, and that was the joy of the 9-year-old Tyler Booker who loves football, who still loves football, and continuing that journey. And me doing it at the highest level for the Dallas Cowboys, one of the best organizations in the world, on this planet, is truly a dream come true.
What made you want to be a Cowboy so much?
Really the legacy of the program. Just seeing how much success there has been over the years, and then me specifically, personally, just seeing the legacy of the offensive line play year after year, from Larry Allen years ago to Zach Warren, who just retired, Tyron Smith. Like, there's so many. The list goes on and on. But just to be a part of that, the fraternity of great Dallas Cowboys offensive linemen, it really adds fuel to the fire. So I'm very excited to be a Cowboy.
Now, when did you know? Take us through the timeline. When did you first feel like, hey, the Cowboys might take me here in this draft coming up? And then last night, at what point did you know it was going to happen?
So, leading up to the draft, I started to hear more and more about the Cowboys. So really, after my 30 visit, like, my agents let me know that I did really well on that visit. They said that there was real interest from the Cowboys, and then the closer and closer we got to the draft, the more I started to hear, like, okay, it could be the Cowboys, it could be the Cowboys. And then, you know, when you're in the draft, you track some pieces that need to fall into place before you, and all the pieces fell. And a couple picks before, I was like, man, I think we're going to be a Dallas Cowboy. And just I had to calm myself and my family down when Dallas were on the clock, and then I think it got down to like 2 minutes, a little bit under 2 minutes. I hadn't gotten the call yet. So I was just breathing. And I was just like, okay, what's 4 you want Miss you? What's 4 you want Miss you? I was literally telling myself that in my head. And then the third time I said, what's 4 you want Miss you, is when that phone rang. So what was for me didn't miss me, and it was meant for me to be a Cowboy.
Man, it's amazing. Tyler Booker, your newest Dallas Cowboy, with us here on 105.3 The Fan. Your energy's infectious, man. I love listening to you talk. Last night we got to chat with you on the draft show afterwards, and I think one thing that the Cowboy fans, is probably because they haven't seen you play, because this is what I told them. They were going by the RAS score after the combine, and the testing wasn't great, so they're questioning the athleticism. What would you say to those doubters right now that are saying, well, the guy's not the best athlete? Because I'd say put on the tape, watch the guy play, and you're going to be wowed.
Yeah, I've been playing football for almost 17 years of my life, and I trained for the combine for about 6 weeks. So that's what that comes down to. Like, I'm a football player. The Jones family drafted me to play football, not running around in circles. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that at a high level. And Lord willing, I'm going to do that for years to come. So if you're worried about the RAS score, you're worried about the wrong thing.
What was it always O-line for you growing up? Obviously, you're just a football guy through and through. Were you a two-way player? I imagine you were just crushing
I
kids
heard
growing
about
up.
the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah,
man.
I played defensive line, and I was big into a football life. So I remember when Deacon Jones' Football Life came out, and he was known for the signature head slap.
Yeah.
Man, I was out there at 8 years old head slapping kids, and the refs would throw flags on me. I was like, man, I'm just playing football. I'm just doing what Deacon Jones did. But little did I know that was outlawed and illegal, so kind of had to switch up from there. But I did play defensive line all the way up until high school.
Man, you're one of these offensive linemen that loves hitting people, don't you?
Yes, of course. I mean, you got to love hitting people if you're an offensive lineman. I don't think it could be played any other way.
He's a people mover, Gavin. Tyler, last night you were talking to us about Hutchins Barbecue, big barbecue guy. We got to get you to Hurtado, okay? Hurtado's another great spot here, but what do you think's like the most you could put away? Like a barbecue platter, how much do you think you could put down in one sitting?
Okay, so I'm gonna list off my Hutchins order to you.
This is what I wanted to say. And I ain't gonna be on here for much long, but I'm gonna try to do 30 minutes for each video on these players or whatnot. But one thing that stood out about Tyler Booker to me is like he's different. Like I never hear nobody talk the way he talked, the way he's so like I don't know. It's just the passion. I could see the passion. Well, I could hear the passion in him. How thrilled he is, and the excitement, the enthusiasm, and all that stuff. You know, it caught my attention, and I'm really flattered about that. But the other thing that stood out from his press conference that he had mentioned, like he was talking about like how he do his preparation before games and whatnot. He's like, man, I'll be in the locker room. Like, he'll have his imaginations on whoever he's dealing with, whoever he's playing with. And it's like, he said he'd be, like, tuning in, doing certain type of drills. Or I guess it's, he kind of said it, but I had to, like, break it down. But it's like his imaginations, like, he's preparation for the game. Like, he's like, man, I'm way ahead of, I'm already past the game. Like, for him to do that, that's like, I never heard of stuff like that. Like, this person's not human. Like, I don't know. I guess every player probably got their own way of, like, for their preparation of using imaginations type stuff to know who you're dealing with. Or I guess the player that he's going to go against, like, I don't know, he's just doing hand movements and whatnot. And it just caught me off guard when he mentioned that. But that's pretty much it, though. So I'm gonna see how it play out. I'm looking forward to seeing this player, man. He's something special. So y'all be on the lookout for Tyler Booker, man. I can't wait to see this man turn into be something special, man. I can't wait. But I'm gonna put in on a few things before I get up out of here, like his press conference It's 3 things that had stood out from that, so I'm gonna go in there right quick, and then I'm gonna give you my final conclusion on him, and then that'll be it for today. I'm trying to find that one area when you were talking about that. That stood out to me like.
Right around.
There it is.
So there we go. See who we got. All right.
Like this, in my mind, anywhere in sport.
Down to a science, and they were consistent for so long. And
how did that shape you to go to the next level?
IMG shaped me for the next level because it was essentially the next level. You're pretty much doing a college schedule. So we practiced in the morning, we went to school in the afternoon. We played a national schedule, so I was used to traveling. I was used to scheduling my time, and we would be done with our day around 5 or 6 o'clock. So you have all that time before you go to bed, so you have an opportunity to get ahead of the schoolwork, to get some recovery in, to get an extra lift in. So just as college was. So IMG definitely prepared me for Alabama.
One thing to commute from Connecticut to Jersey to go to Bergen Catholic, but you had to leave, go to Florida. How tough was that as a young man? I think you were 14, 15 when you had to move to Florida. How tough was that?
It was tough, but it molded me into who I am today. Like, I feel like as a man, nobody grows in comfort. You have to be in situations where you're uncomfortable. That's how you grow as a man, when you have to figure some stuff out, when you have to figure out, like, okay, how bad do I really love football? How bad do I really want this? Because you can ask my parents, like, there were days where I was like, man, I'm tired. I want to come home as a 14 and 15-year-old, and they just reminded me of my goal. They reminded me why I was there, and they told me that if you just keep on working, you stick to it, everything's going to happen the way it's supposed to. So, again, thank y'all for keeping me on track.
Tom.
Tommy Arch, DallasCowboys.com. Tyler, getting to see Connor Riley and Ramon Chinyoung earlier, what were those conversations like, and what have they told you about how excited they are to get to work with you?
Yeah, it was just a whole lot of excitement. We really embraced each other. We had a great time on the 30 visit, just seeing how Coach Riley coaches, and daddy like I did, you can have the same future.
And then my second question, when is Trina coming to Dallas?
So that'll forever stand out to me. And then just seeing my little brother Mason there, like, the whole time, like, that's my boy. Like, he's like, I feel like as a man who has a younger brother, like, however well he does in life, like, that's up to me. Like, I'm laying out the blueprint for him. So for him to be able to sit there and see me get drafted, like Mace, I hope you see that, and I hope you know and understand that if you just listen to mommy and daddy like I did, you can have the same future.
And then my second question, when is Trina coming to Dallas?
Trina's gonna come to Dallas once I get everything settled. Once I get everything settled, because the terrarium, it takes a lot to transport. So actually, my dad and I, when I was training in Dallas, I had my dad fly all the way from Connecticut. He met me in Dallas, and we drove 8 hours all the way to Tuscaloosa because I didn't want them to go without their tank for too long. So
imagine how long they were doing
Trina
that
will
for.
be coming to Dallas soon, but we just got to be strategic with it.
Ed Werder, WFA. Tyler, having played in the SEC against a lot of guys who, like you, were first-round picks, how does that prepare you to be better able to make that transition yourself to playing some of the great players in the NFL that you'll go against every week?
Well, that's why you play in the SEC, to go against those great players. And iron sharp as iron. You don't get better by going against lesser competition. And that was the whole point of me going to Alabama. Like, being at Alabama, you're everybody's national championship. You're everybody's Super Bowl at Alabama. Everybody's going to give you your best shot. There's going to be trick plays. They're going to put stuff in front of you that they never put on film before. So you're going to get everybody's best shot at Alabama. So iron sharp as iron, and I've gotten better going against some of the best defensive lines in college football the past 3 years.
Can you make guys at the NFL level wish they hadn't played football when they play against you?
It'll happen with time, but I know I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to improve on before I get to that point. But that mindset is always going to remain the same.
Oh, the mindset
Garrett Codell, CBS Sports. Tyler, you interacted with Michael Parsons a little bit after you drafted last night. Was that like connecting with him, and your thoughts on practicing against him or either way?
it was really cool, and that's somebody who brings a lot of energy.
Man, very confident.
From the outside looking in, he seems like he's the heartbeat of the defense, really the heartbeat of the team. So to have an interaction with him like that already, that was really cool. I'm very excited to practice against him because, as I just mentioned, iron sharpens iron, and that was another reason why I went to Alabama. Like, obviously, I'm getting that in-game competition, but I'm getting that in-practice competition. Like, I'm going against guys like Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, Henry To'oTo'o every single day. Like, especially as a freshman, like, that's how you get better. Iron sharpens iron.
Back to Ed.
Jerry and Steven, you guys have made a big draft pick investment and a big financial investment in Tyler. What's your impression been of him as you've listened to him here and engaged with him throughout the day?
Well, when he was on the board, I was speaking to Steven. Can you talk today?
I'm better.
Better. All right. All right. Really. But seriously, listening to Tyler, I'm reminded that I don't know that we ever see a Super Bowl that I would have a chance to be a part of if it weren't for Michael Irvin. And Michael, we know the competitor, we know the challenger, and we know the spirit. But the part of Michael Irvin that was most impressive because he was the leader. He was the leader. For instance, when Alvin Harper caught off the goal line against San Francisco in the NFC Championship game, and nobody could believe that play was called, Michael and Alvin Harper were in the huddle together, and Harper got in the spot that Michael might have thought he should have had because they both thought the ball would go to Harper. Of course, Harper ran 80-something yards right off the goal line, and we hadn't stopped them all day. They made 600 yards, and we won the game and won the Super Bowl. And I was talking to him about that, and I said, and he said, because I'd heard that he told Alvin, he said, you be a man, whatever you do, you don't even think about doing anything but take that thing across the middle. You don't even hesitate. You grab that ball, and you run to the total end, but don't flinch. We've all counting on you. And he said, have I ever let you down, Alvin? Have I ever let you down? And Alvin, of course, said he hadn't. The rest is history. He made the play. Michael later told me, you don't think that transpired just because we were on the goal line in San Francisco in the huddle there. He said that started 4 years ago. And he said, you don't call on each other right at huddle time or right in a game. You put it in a long way back. And he said Alvin got a call to come talk to his Saratoga club in his hometown. And he was trying to ask me what would say. And I said, how would you like me to go with you to your hometown, Alvin? And I'll go down there with you, and we'll both go to the Saratoga club. He said, you have to put that in sometime years before you call on it in a football game. That's looking around the corner. That's awareness. I think this boy's got it now. Same stuff. They're different now, obviously, than Michael, but different. But looking around the corner, leadership, thinking ahead. What's it going to take to win one of these things?
No, the only thing I would add is I think everybody in here is getting a great feel for what our scouting department, our coaching staff, our organization got a feel for when you get prepared for a draft. And I think Jerry said it. I've said it many times. You don't want to be up here much picking this high. I can tell you, Tyler, make our organization better.
Boy, I'm going to say this. How proud you must be. Great job of parenting. Mm-hmm. Great job of parenting. He's unique.
Yeah. Jeff Kolb with Fox 4. Tyler, welcome and congratulations. You mentioned the legacy, the aura of IMG in Alabama, and now, of course, this franchise with 5 Lombardi trophies. Also, there's a 29-year Super Bowl drought here as well. What are your feelings about trying to come in here and end that for this franchise and fan base?
Well, that's a goal that I definitely want to accomplish. Like, I definitely want to win the Super Bowl. But me just being drafted, like, I just have to take things one day at a time. And the best way that I can help my team help the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl is just authentically be me and just take everything one day at a time, get better one day at a time, and really raise the level of the room altogether, raise the level of the team altogether. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then winning, like I love to win and I hate to lose. So like I lost too much this past year. Like I lost too much, a lot more than I should have in college, me being at Alabama. I left without a national championship, and that's something that's going to burn at me for the rest of my life. So I'm going to bring that burning passion and desire with me to the NFL and transfer that over to wanting to win Super Bowls.
And you thank your family, of course, that's here supporting you. When you think back about the sacrifices they've had to make, what moments stand out about the key support they've provided along your journey?
Oh man, if I said every sacrifice that they've made, we'd be here all night long. But something that stand out to me is how my mom literally had to change her work schedule so I can get to middle school. So I'm from New Haven, Connecticut, but I went to school in New Canaan, Connecticut, which is about an hour away. So we both had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning so I could catch 2 buses in order for me to just go to middle school. And then she had to change her work schedule in order so she could go earlier and leave earlier so she could pick me up from the bus stop as well. My father just taking me all across the country to whatever football camps I wanted to go to, and then eventually moving to New Jersey with me for the tail end of my time at Bergen Catholic, him having to get a job there, us just doing whatever it takes, and financial resources that they had to sacrifice and invest into me. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today without them, so thank you guys.
Sydney.
Sydney Staples, DG10 Sports. Tyler, what is your earliest football memory?
My earliest football memory is one when my dad and I were watching the Titans game. I think it was probably Steve McNair highlights, some old